Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the foolish worlds of Foolcraft. And we're here in the crazy tycoon's basement with our new storage system actually working. Now, there is a couple little things that I need to talk to you guys about to help me make it a little bit more functional, but it's actually working, and that's making me super happy. So some of the locations of the particular items maybe need to move around a little bit. You know, we'll just pick up the chests and move them around, but as long as I can get all of our supplies in here, then we are really truly on track. So everything's looking pretty darn awesome. If we head on downstairs, the great accomplishment of the Ender Pearls, let's zoom in. I did change the key binding to that after 10 episodes finally. Look at that, 3,333 Ender Pearls. That is insane. Oh, that makes me super happy. And then slide it on over to our ore chart here. Look at all the ores we've got. We have a good amount of iron right there. That is pretty darn awesome. So yeah, everything's working out pretty cool. Now you guys voted to eliminate the colossal chests. So we're gonna get rid of these guys, replace them with disk drives, or there's just like blocks that you can create, like 1K storage block. I don't know. We'll experiment with those eventually. Inside these walls over here, these are where our Ender IO smelters and things are going to go, but I need your guys' help on that. Is there a way to jump into, say, a smelter? So if you go into the alloy smelter and you say you click like, I don't know, you want the orange ingots, you know, those ones here. Let's just jump into the recipes. These ones right here. So say I wanted to create this. Is there a way of hooking this up to the storage machine where you can just push that, it'll throw the items in, maybe it'll put like 64 of each one, smelt down the entire stack, send it back to the storage thing, but not continue to feed glowstone, gold, the redstone, or ender pearls into the system. Like it only does it by command one time by throwing in 64 and then sending it back. I can't find a way that doesn't just continually feed the system. So if you guys can help me with that, that'd be very much appreciated. By the way, a super awesome fool gave me this. I didn't know, found it when I was moving out of here, because we're slowly clearing this place out, which is super, ooh, well, hello there. Pandora's. Hi, Pandora's. What is this? Let's see. I think I saw an 85. I did. Membership. Okay, this is it's called Membership Week 1. Welcome to Pandora's, the #1 trading and collecting store in Fool's World. As a collaboration for collaboration? That doesn't say collaboration, Scar. As a celebration for opening our store, you will receive your personal membership code for free this week. Ooh, I love free stuff. If you wish to continue to use our store in the future, make sure to purchase your weekly membership at the counter in our store. Don't forget, you can also make money super foolishly easy by using our buy list located in the non-members area. That area kind of smells. They don't keep that area up as nice as the members area, I found. Let's see. Week 1 code is 5580. Also on the House of Pandora's. Attached with the letter comes a free collectible gift. Ooh, I love collectible gifts. Let's see. Ooh, an elytra. Oh, well, thank you very much, Iskal. We'll have to check that out. So let's do that. Welcome to the exotic realm of Pandora's, full of epic and rare loot cases galore. Wow, this place is actually really sweet. These little pedestals are so cool. How they hover an item, but they don't like hover it like a small, but they expand it. Oh, I absolutely love that. And that's something that I really like about modded these days is back in the day, it was only about like machines and producing items, but now there are so many decoration items. And I love the way modded is going more and more with like chisel and bits and all these cool little decoration things like these things. Oh my gosh, these paintings are amazing. But I just came up with a great prank idea for this. Oh my gosh. On Saturday on Twitch, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. Let's see. Epic sales, mega loot, members only. Buy your weekly membership at the counter. Get your access code for all your goodies. Okay. Okay, nothing in there. And then what is this? Make money. Oh, okay, so this is where we can sell things. I know we have some of these shards, but they're only $1. That's a lot. That's not a lot. Okay, let's go upstairs. And I think the code was 558, correct? Yeah, there we go. Shoot on up and, here we go. And so these are like vending machines. I love this. This is really cool. So let's hop up in here. $40. I thought these things would be like free in the membership area. Wait, I thought these things were going to be free. Wait a second. So do we have to buy a membership to be able to buy things? I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure if I'm going to get my value or not. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. Let's see. You could sell these for $1, but you could buy them for $8. That's a large profit margin there. That's a pretty big profit margin. Let's see. Capacitor Token. Ooh, can I read this? Oh, I'd like to know what that is. Maybe I should read the sign above it. Buy a capacitor's token and place it in the crate to get a random capacitor. Oh, okay. So it's like a oh my gosh, this area is like a money-making machine. I have to leave because I'd like to buy a plot someday. Now I'm trapped in the world of Pandora. Speaking of plots, thank you for the feedback on the shops in the last episode. So we definitely might make the popsicle shop, but I had also another idea, and that is the Ender IO dust. You know, the stuff that you have to put the flint and the steel on bedrock and then it pops out and you can start the basic capacitor and machine frames and things like that. That is something you need a lot of and it's time consuming. Maybe we could automate that and create Scar's popcorn shop. I think that might also be a good idea for a shop, but we need money to be able to buy a shop. So let's make one of these governmental buildings. There's a bank, news agency, library, doctor's office, post office. I've been asking you guys which one I should make. I think I'm going to start off with one of the $9,000 ones so that we get right in there and start making some sweet cash. So I'm going to maybe do the bank. I have a couple cool ideas for this. So let me know if there is one of these other ones you guys would prefer me to make. But for now, I'm going to start planning the bank. So it's totally up to you guys. You can let me know in the comments if one suits me better, but I think I'm going to do the bank for now. I'm going to start planning it out, and I looked at the book a little bit ago, and this is one of the optional plots. There's 3 plots that we can go with. I think it's 12, 13, and I think like 25 or something along those lines. So these are our optional plots. I think we'll do it on this row right here next to City Hall. We'll do it up all grand with columns and things like that. I think would be really fun. But we're going to be working on the chillaxin today as our first Chisel and Bit project for today, and that will be park benches lining the streets here in Fool City. So I'm gonna go grab some supplies and let's actually get some building done today. All right, let's get right into today's building because I have been itching to do some building. Now, we need to choose what we're going to do for our wood choice. Now, we don't have a lot of different woods yet, just a few, but I do want to go with a nice dark oak. Beautiful. So we're going to grab that. So that'll be for the bench. So that'll be kind of the wood structure of it. Now we need to think of the support structure. And that, of course, is something kind of black to make kind of a wrought iron design. Now, we had 3 choices over here. And that, of course, is the steel block, bath salt, and the coke block. Now the coke block is what we've used for our power lines and of course our little structures up there. And eventually today we are going to connect these power cords up into the Tesla coil. We're going to hang down some like cool little things right here, and then the electricity from the Tesla coils like can be attaching to it, and that's kind of what's powering the base. It's gonna be amazing. And then of course we got to choose what looks like Enderman blood because we need to add some more chisel and bit details to this room, really make this area look really nice. And yeah, so we got lots of fun things to do, but like I said, I think we're going to go with the bath salt for the structure of the benches because not only is it an easy block and it's going to be great to copy and paste, but it has a very uniform look to it. So I'm going to grab 4 of those, and there we go. So let's go outside so we have some nice light bright environment to work in. And what we want to do is we want to confine these blocks to the least amount of space as possible. So let's grab out this, here we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to space this out by 3 blocks like that, right? So the structure of the bench is going to fill in this area. Now the backrest of it might, you know what? It might extend out a little bit. I want to make this very easily copy and pasteable, but it looks like if we do the bench going across here, and if we have a bench, you know, that kind of has like an angle to it, it will go into this plane of blocks too. So we'll have to at least have an extra set of papers to be able to copy and paste. But I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I think it'll be totally worth it. So, I want to make it easy because, say the fool's government needs to, copy and paste a whole bunch of them. I want to make it as easy as they can. So it's not like they got to chase down a ton of different blocks or they have to have a bunch of different papers to use. But I think this will work. So let's break down these blocks. There we go. Grab that. And let's see, grab that like that. Beautiful. Okay. And we'll break you and you. So we have a little template as a blueprint, and let's get busy. So we'll grab that, move that out of the way. So first thing we're going to do, let's set the line tool, is we're going to create a little bit of an arch. So when you think of like a bench, there's a little bit of an arch that kind of like holds your hips up. So what we'll do is we'll kind of like do this. It'll start out kind of like this, and then we'll start to kind of drop it down a little bit like that, and then kind of fill it out like that. So it has kind of this little arch. Now it's a little bit steep, so we might want to back that off, but that's totally cool because we're just kind of getting our first little idea on how this will look. So that's a little bit too steep, but you can kind of get the general idea of what I'm trying to achieve is, just to have that little bit of an archway into design. And then if we could even push it up just a little bit like that on the back end. And of course we'll have this section going up like this. Now we are going to go into another block, so that will require another paper to copy and paste it, but I think that's going to actually look pretty good. So let me kind of refine this a little bit, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, and we now have the seat of the bench complete and ready to roll, and I think that is actually looking really good. Now I've added one additional bar going across the bottom there, and I think that just kind of rounds it off so it's a little bit more comfortable how your leg will rest on that portion of the bench. And yeah, I think this is looking good. Now I was considering moving this up just one more block where the butt goes, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess we could maybe. Let's put it down like that and see. I think that's a little bit much. I think we're going to leave it there. Now here comes the tricky part, is how do we do the backrest? How do we have it have a natural flow like this design does, and not go in too many blocks, requiring a lot of different copy and pasting and getting confused? So let's try to avoid getting confused. Now, if we were to say, start on this plane right here. So if we went like 2 blocks there, then we spaced it out, did 2 more blocks right there. See how that's going to start to get a little bit overly complicated. See how we're on this plane down here, then we're on this one. Now we're like tracking into here. So in the end, we would be taking up the space of 4 blocks. So that's going to be a little bit tricky to figure out. This is the thing that I'd love to have with Chisel and Bit, is the ability to zoom in and make marks on a block. Like I'd like to see the barriers between the blocks. Like if I can make a line going across here, that would be really cool. Just like a little marker, like a little pen, and I can add a little mark here and there. That would be fantastic for Chisel and Bits. But just to be able to like zoom in and maybe like lay on the ground, that would be great. Get a little bit lower. Jeez, that would be like a lifesaver when it comes to this. But anyway, I love my Chisel and Bits. I don't know how to do without it. There we go. And let's say we maybe go like this. Let's take this block and maybe just round it off here a little bit. Maybe we just go like that. That looks really cool. I do want to add spacings in between this. So if I took the draw the region, and if I regioned it out there, that looks really cool. Like that is starting to look like a very comfortable park bench. Now we got to think about, rails on the sides and supports on the bottom, but something like that's going to look good. Now, of course, the downside you might have noticed already is that we're in all sorts of different blocks. I don't think we're in this block, so that's a good thing. But yeah, let me do a little bit more refinement on this, but I definitely think we're on the right track. Nailed it. I'm loving it. This thing came out really great. Oh man, I'm super, super happy with this. So what we need to do now is start working on the support structure. So this is gonna be a little bit more tricky. So I'm gonna cut these blocks out, give ourselves a little bit of room to work with, and start kind of diving in here a little bit and seeing kind of where it'll take us. So, how do we want to do these? Let's think about it this way. If you were to have a handrail on the side of the bench, where would it go, right? Would it go on the very end of it, or would it go a couple blocks inward? I feel like it would go a couple blocks inward. Wouldn't you think the same? So if I were to go up here, and this is kind of the start potentially of a handrail, and this gives me a little bit of inspiration at the moment, and I'm thinking potentially in the back here somewhere, if we could just put like a little green F and a green C, that'd be really cool. Full city. I think that'd be pretty neat. So let's go up here like that, and maybe bring that all the way backwards. Oh, okay. Well, I would just cut this excess piece out. Yeah, let's cut that out. There we go. Get that out of there. And then let's just cut these pieces there. Okay, that looks decent, but it looks a little bland, right? It looks a little bland. So maybe at this point we can start to kind of like bring it down. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. We can start to kind of bring it downwards a little bit. Just give it a little bit of a little bit more shape here. Start to kind of cut it down by ones there. Maybe space it up by 2 there. Yeah, that looks really nice. And then we can get rid of these guys over here because we're going to bring this down a little bit lower than we anticipated. And then we'll cut that guy in there. And that just gives that a little bit more character, having that little extra swoop right there. That looks really nice. So if we continue with that same thought process, we can go downwards like that, down into the ground. Now, that's once again slightly bland. So let's think of it in another way. So if we take out, let's say these, what I want to do is I want to follow this general thought pattern across here. And then we'll do another one right there. Okay, so that's a basic little like rail, you know, to hold the bench up, add a little armrest. But how can we do this a little bit nicer? This potentially where that, you know, colored letter could go is potentially in this section. But let's go to the ones here. And I might want to angle these off a little bit. Like if they have like a little bit of an angle, it would definitely give them a little bit more character. And then we could do this for sure. And then we can go to the regions and we can cut that out of there. Beautiful, wonderful. And then we could swoop over here and cut off that piece of excess. So something like that is a very basic design, but it works, right? It just looks nice. But I feel like we could do better. So let's see if we can. And there we go. We've got ourselves a park bench built up and ready to go for Fool City. And I think it looks pretty cool. Now I have adjusted the backrest a little bit and a few other things to just make it a little bit more in scale. I think it came out pretty cool. So we can kind of dive down into the trenches here and you can kind of see some of the detail under it and to the sides. Now I have tried to, you know, add like a decorative element in terms of representing Fool City with like a F or whatever, but I just couldn't make it work into the design. But I think this came out pretty cool. So what we need to do now is we need to pack this thing up and I'll probably make, you know what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to make a bag of chiseled bits just of this particular wood and basalt, put it in my mailbox along with like the paper. So then if we ever need to, we can copy and paste more of them. We'll throw a few of them around the city, but yeah, I'm really happy with this. I think this came out really cool. So yeah, let's pack this up, head on over to Fool City. Successfully copied and pasted the bench over to the city. Now, the only thing that doesn't come along with the papers is a little bit in the back here. So we just need to manually place these pieces on here. And that is actually, don't think that's on there. And I think that's down by 1. There we go. So that is the only thing we need to add just because it's still on the back section. And this looks slightly off. Hold on, let's jump down here and take a peek. This is slightly off by, looks like 1 or 2 blocks. Okay. All right. So there's a little yeah, there's an extra couple little blocks right here. Huh. I'm going to check the original and see if that actually had those extra ones on there. But anyway, so that's good. We just need to add those 2 extra pieces because they are outside of the plane on the back. So we just go like this, add an extra block right there. We can even maybe take this one off. I think that's closer to the original. And then we can go up here like that, bump that up by 1. Nice. There we go. Okay. So now we need to figure out where we're going to put these. Oh, come on. This is the most comfortable bench there ever was in any Minecraft. I could sleep on this thing for days. This could put anyone to sleep. Seriously, it's the most amazing bench ever. But anyway, welcome back, guys. And we now have benches all over the front of the city hall. So we've got 2 of them down there and of course 2 of them over here. And I was just looking at this and I was thinking it would be nice if we had some pigeons next to them. Maybe a little bit of pigeon poop, maybe a bag of peanuts. Somebody might have been feeding them. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe one of the city officials might want to make a pigeon. I think that'd be pretty nice. Anyway, we've got some additional benches over here and some more down on the park on either end of it. So these are all the benches that I placed so far. So in front of Town Hall, to the sides, and on either end of the park. So I think I'm going to leave it at there for now because I don't want to clutter the entire city full of benches. But what I've done now is I've placed the cards or the papers or whatever it is to copy and paste the benches in my post box. And of course, I placed a separate bag of chisel pieces so that somebody can use it. So I got that in my post box for now. And yeah, so that was really fun. Hopefully the government approves of the design. But let's head back to base, start working on some life and immersion to our base. That's right. Also, that's the wings of freedom over there. Hello, freedom. I have been scouring through all the different items and or blocks in the game looking for something that would be Enderman blood. And honestly, I can't find anything that looks exactly like what I'd think it was. To me, it would be a very dark green kind of slime, but we don't have that as far as I can tell. So what I've done is I've decided, well, let's do actual slime. But on the other hand, I don't have any slimes, and there's no slimes around here. But I did realize that you can get slime from jellyfish. So I set up this very temporary farm here to harvest jellyfish. So we got a stack and 17 over there, and we got another 64 here. So that's actually a really good amount of slime. Maybe we could even set this up to actually just harvest jellyfish and craft it into slime blocks or something along those lines would actually be beneficial. You know, void out everything other than the jellyfish. But I also don't mind having some name tags and things like that. We might be able to use those in the future. But yeah, I think that'll be good for the Enderman blood. So my thought process is we want to process the Enderman. So we want to create piping that's taking the processed Enderman around, but maybe it's leaking a little bit, right? It's creating a little puddle of Enderman on the ground. And in this area right here, I want to take the power lines and I'm going to run them up to either this block or that block. I'm going to have this little thing that kind of extends down with a little ball on it, and I'm going to add some of the electricity being attracted towards that ball, giving that power line its power. So I think that's going to be really nice. I still need a lighting solution, so that's something we're going to do. And then down below here, I think we just need to start adding, you know, big valves and big levers and piping and cords and all sorts of crazy stuff. One thing I'd like to work on, I don't know if we'll do it today or not, but in this little section right here, we need to put something here, maybe a inventor's table where he's tinkering about with things. That might be something that we could do along here. Or potentially, I've seen some other fools, they had these like, I don't know, they're like test tubes, right? And they have some kind of like farm growing in them. I got to explore that. Those things look so cool. Even if it's just a decoration for the base, I think would be nice. But anyway, I got a lot of work to do. I need to gather up a lot of materials to work on this. And let's take one last look here. Oh my gosh, is that a 4? I think that's a 4. That's 4,000 ender pearls. We made a farm. I'm so proud of that. Man, we did it. Anyway, let me get to work. Welcome back. And we started with some chisel and some bitten to make a little more life here in the base. And we've got Enderman blood all over the spawning room here. And I think it's looking pretty darn amazing. So of course, here is the actual powered spawner and the vacuum XP thing. So we kind of theme this as if it's vacuuming up the remnants of the Enderman. And then above here, this is where I want to create like a drill. This is what I wanted originally, but I just didn't have enough time to build it in our last episode. So what I want to do is I want to take out the mob masher. So I made 4 more of those, and I want it to be this giant drill coming out of the ceiling. Next thing I'd like to do is add some form of a theme, if you will. Why are the Endermen spawning here? How am I making them spawn? So I want to use those pedestals Iskel's been using to place items on. And maybe we could put something like that right here. I mean, we got one in our base. We can go grab that and bring it back. But other than that, I think this room is starting to look really cool. Is it nighttime? I guess it is. So yeah, we're gonna take that. We're gonna put it up there. We got Enderman blood all over the place, and I think that's looking pretty sweet. Also, I came up with what I think our next shop could be, like legitimately money-making shop idea. This right here might be the most complicated farm you've ever seen here in modded Minecraft. No. It is the most simple thing in the world. I don't know why I didn't think of it this sooner. The sheep in Foolcraft 3 just randomly drop, like right there. Look at that. Great timing. They drop dye. And why don't we just put a vacuum chest next to a pile of them and we get like free dyes for no effort? But we gotta not tell the other fools about this, right? This is just between you and me. We're gonna make a shop. We're gonna sell dyes, $10 a stack, and we're gonna be rich. We're gonna be the richest fool in all the world, and it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have a dye shop. This is gonna be fantastic for all of our future like projects and stuff like this. This is gonna make things so much easier. So we just put a vacuum chest, vacuum up all the dye. It's pretty amazing. So let me go grab that pedestal, and I'll be off. I think this is going to look really cool, and I don't anticipate this preventing any spawns. So I think if we just place that right up there and put an unstable pearl, we just take the thing and just put it right there. That looks amazing. Oh, that looks absolutely fantastic. So that goes there. Next thing we need to do is put the actual masher up there. So we could just start with some blocks of redstone. We've got so many of them. Quick question. What does an unstable pearl do? I guess I probably don't want to find out. So let's just do like 3 of those like that. And then we can just stick the mashers on here because they turn once they have, just a redstone power. And we can take those. We might need a couple extra. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Oh, this looks fantastic. This is exactly what I dreamed of. Okay, perfect. So we got this. We need to make a couple more of those, but I still want to make it a little bit different. I want to add piping in here. I want to add piping, like maybe it's feeling this pearl here with something, like we're filling it up. This isn't blocked, is it? There's that little red warning thing over it. I think it's probably good. Yeah, it's fine. So that might be cool if we had some kind of piping going to this. And then of course that's the pipe, pulling out the Enderman. So yeah, this is really cool. I'm loving it. Welcome back, and we've got quite a few new enhancements here at the Crazy Tycoon basement. So let's start over here. I connected the wires, of course, and I gave them a little bit of a sag, right? There's no staples holding them up, so they just kind of sag down a little bit, so I think that's natural. And then moving over here, we've got the giant little switch for the on and off of the farm. So one for the spinning blades, the other for the spawner. Now, I have a little red light to kind of represent that everything's going. Say it's red, it's danger, if you will. How can I make that red glow? I wish it had like a little bit of a glow to it to really show that it's a light. I think that would be really cool. And then of course we got little staples up on the power cords attached to that. Now this is our gauge to see how full our tanks are of ender juice. So we've got that over there. I think that's looking really cool. I did find a block that could have been a cool substitute for slime. Here, let me show you. It's an immersive engineer. Here it is. This one. Insulating glass. Ooh, that's fancy. That also could be a substitute for slime, but I like slime because it has a little bit of opacity so that you can kind of see through it. And I think that gives a little bit nicer look. Anyway, so the pipe. Look at the pipe up there. Do you see the pipe up there? It's amazing. It might be my favorite thing in this entire base. For some reason, I love the pipe. It goes straight into here. It's leaking down into it, just showing how, how full the tanks are. One thing I'd like to enhance this area is with a little gauge to show how deep it is. So maybe just like a little bit, let me look at my inventory if I've got something that would work for this. Yes, maybe some of the chiseled coke block. So do like a line of that going straight up with a little red marker. So it just shows how deep it is going up. And I think that'd look really nice. Now, in the interior here, we've got the spinners spinning away at the top with all of the little bits of Enderman all over the walls. And of course, the little pedestal. And, we could just think of that's how they're spawning here in the chamber. And I think this place is pretty amazing. It's a little bit creepy, I'll admit. I get a little uneasy when I look in there, but it's definitely showing that it's working. So let's go and look down at the actual storage drawers because it's pretty insane how many ender pearls we have at this point. So let's hop up here. I've replaced the entire drawers with emerald, but we have 6,700 ender pearls. So I am incredibly happy about that. And what is that? Is that 357 heads? That's insane. Absolutely loving it. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed our Chisel and Bit episode where we built the benches at the City Hall and got this area looking pretty darn amazing. Next episode, we're going to work back out here. Just wasn't enough time to work on this area. So we're going to start making those copper pipes running throughout the areas, have those little things hanging from the ceilings, think about lighting and all sorts of wonderful things. But until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe because you may just become Scarred for life.